Teruvan Saranai Sielu Denatama. Good evening all. Namo Buddhaya. Very warm welcome to our regular Saturday evening Dhamma Dana blessing programs hosted by Lecturer Dhamma Niketane Buddhist Center. As regularly usual, we are meeting to share the greatest teachings of the Buddha and the blessings of the Triple Gem. This is a great opportunity for all of us to gain the highest merits and share it with our loved ones and also our life. We all are looking forward to easing up the restrictions, moving into our usual way of life. So in 2 days' time, there may be a little bit of restrictions, but we need to continue to be safe and well. So with that, sharing the blessings, today we're going to start our program. Today, so like other days, is not a very same day for us. It's a hard day for us because we are grieving on a great loss. One of our very strong founder member of the Buddhist Center passed away last night. So we are actually having deeper sympathies. Mrs. Rathnawalie, who was a founder member of this lecture, Dhamma Niketane Buddhist Center, from the very beginning in 2003, even before 2000, at the very beginning of the organization. She has been nearly 18 years the secretary of the center to the last yesterday when she was passing. So we dedicate all our merits into her good name. She was a mother-like to us and also a great supporter for the Buddhist Center. So we take this opportunity to dedicate all the merits into her good name, into her journey. May she find all the strength, bright light, and the blessings of Noble Triple Gem and the Noble Eightfold Path, the Four Noble Truths to liberate from all suffering, attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. With that, we would like to dedicate the today's program in her memory. May she attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, to start our program, we are going to observe the 5 precepts and pay our homage to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Also, then have the Bodhi Vandana, Buddha Vandana. Then we'll have the Sinhala Dhamma sermon. After that, we'll have a chanting of protection blessings and English Dhamma sermons. After that, we will share our children's Dhamma program. Teruvan Saranai Sielu Denatama, අපි හැම දිනම සෙනසුරාදා දිනයක පැවැත්වෙන දහම් ආශිර්වාදයට ධර්ම දාන පින්කමට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. වෙනදා වගේ නොවුනත් අද දවස අපිට බොහොම හැඟුම්බර දවසක්, ඊටාම සංවේගී දවසක්. මේ විහාරස්ථානයේ ආරම්භයේ ඉඳලම ඊටාම ලොකු පරිත්‍යාගයන් කැපවීම ශ්‍රමයෙන් ධනෙන් කැප කරපු දායිකාවක්. ඊයේ රාත්‍රියේ පරලෝසපත් වුණා, භව ප්‍රාප්ත වුණා. රත්නාවලී දෙප්ම නෝනා මහත්මිය. ඉතින් අපි මේ වෙලාවේදී එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් මේ පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනාව සිද්ධ කරමින් අද දවසේ පින්කමේ පුණ්‍යානුමෝදනාව ආශිර්වාදය එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් පවත්වන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් එතුමියට මේ සිදු කරපු සියලු පින්වල ශක්තිය උතුම් අමා මහ නිවන් සුව පිණිසම වේවා කියන ආශිර්වාදය ඇති කරගෙන අද දවසේ අපි මේ පින්කම සිද්ධ කරන්නේ. ඒ සඳහා මේ අවස්ථාවට අපි තාම ගෞරවයෙන් පිළිගනු ලබන අති ගෞරවනීය ස්වාමින් වහන්සේලා අපි හැමදෙනා වහන්සේම ගෞරවයෙන් පිළි අරගමින් ආචාර්ය දොස්තර සුමන සිරිනායක හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ අති ගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පණ්ඩිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ අපි හැමදෙනාම එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් මේ විහාරස්ථානයේ වෙනුවෙන් පුණ්‍ය අනුමෝදනා කරමින් මේ පින්කම සිද්ධ කරන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. We welcome our most venerable the Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera, most venerable Dikwelle Sila Sumana Nayaka Thera to this Saturday regular evening program. Now we are going to start our program in memory of Mrs. Rathnawalie, who is a founder member of this Buddhist center, who served from the very beginning as the General Secretary of the organization, also dedicated in every way for the success of the organization and the temple. May she attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we are going to observe the 5 precepts. Please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe the 5 precepts.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkhapadam samadhiyāmi.
Musāvādā vīramani සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි
මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි
සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි
සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දත්තානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we are going to pay our homage to the Blessed One, the noble Dhamma and the noble qualities of the Sangha. We offer all the light, incense, flowers to the Blessed One, to the sacred Bodhi tree, relics of Buddha and Arahant. May those blessings be with, may the merits be with Mrs. Rathnawalie, who was the secretary and the founder member of this Buddhist temple, lecture Dhamma Buddhist Meditation Center. And she has been everywhere to support in every program to support all our community. And at the last few days, she managed to get the best of blessings because of the hard work she has given to the Buddhist temple. And I personally myself there for few hours before she passed away, and she was very lucky. She was very clear in her consciousness, and she was talking and remembering everything. We show her Jayasri Mahabodhiya in our mobile phones, and Dalanda Mayaligawa, and also chanted Pirit. One of our devotees were going every day with us, our Padmanona, managed to give her some water and drinks, and she was very comfortable as she was passing. I think it is kind of a miracle of the great merits she has been doing throughout the life, especially to support the temple. So therefore, we take this opportunity to think of her in memory of her life. We take this opportunity to share the merits. So it was coincident for all of us to be there from the temple, and her husband, her 2 children, grandchildren, everybody did all their best. All our members of the temple community, even our venerable monks, were there for her all the time. She passed the most difficult time, the COVID time, and she beat the COVID by being in different medical conditions. So she was not affected by the COVID, but as the nature comes to the reality, we all have to experience that. So therefore, she passed away very, very peacefully because of the hardest merits she earned by bringing a temple up and supporting the temple. So therefore, we take this opportunity to wish her the lasting happiness, supreme bliss of Nibbana. So let us take our hearts and minds together, and may those blessings be with you all, and may you all be well and happy. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno
gato loka vido
anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati
satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati
buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ
yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi
swākkhato bhagavata
dhammo sandintiko
akaliko
ehipansiko
opanayiko paccattam
veditambo viññoyeti
dhammam jīvitaṃ
yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi
supatipanno bhagavato
sāvaka saṅghā
ujjopatipanno
bhagavato sāvaka saṅghā
ஞாயபட்டிpanno
bhagavato sāvaka saṅghā
sāmīcipatipanno
bhagavato sāvaka saṅghā
yadidaṃ cattari purisa yugani
aṭṭa purisa
puggalaesa bhagavato
sāvaka saṅghā
ආහුනෙය්‍යෝ පාහුනෙය්‍යෝ
දක්ඛිනෙය්‍යෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ
අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤං කෙත්තං
ලෝකං සාති
සංඝං ජීවිතං යාව නිබ්බානං
සරණං ගච්ඡාමි
වන්දාමි චේතියං සබ්බං
සම්බටානේසු පතින්තිතං
සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින්
බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං
සදායස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව
සම්භාරි විජයං
පත්තෝ සබ්බං යුතං සත්තා
වන්දේතං බෝධිපාදපං
මේ ඒතේ මහා බෝධි
ලෝකනාතේන
පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි
බෝධිරාජානන්තුතේ
ධනසාරප්පදිත්තේන
දීපේන තමදන්සිනා
තිලෝක දීපං
සම්බුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං
ගන්ධ සම්භාර යුත්තේන
දූපේනං සුගන්ධිනා
පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං
පූජාභාජන උත්තමං
වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං
ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින්
පූජයාමි
මුනින්දන්ස සිරිපාද සරෝරුවේ
පූජේමි බුද්ධං
කුසුමේන නේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන
ලබාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං
ආයාති යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භවං
සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං
පසන්න මధుරං
සුභං පානීය මේතං
භගවා පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම
අතිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ
ගිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං
අනුකම්පං
උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම
අදිවාසේතුනෝ භන්තේ
සම්බන් සද්ධාය පූජිතං
අනුකම්පං උපාදාය
පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම
කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන
පමාදේන මයා කතං
Ajjayang kama me bhante
Bhuripanya tathagata
Kayena vacha chittena
Pamadena maya katam
Ajjayang kama me dhamma
Sandintika akarika
Kayena vacha
Chittena pamadena maya katam
Ajjayang kama me sangha
Supatipanna anuntara
Imina punya kammena
Mami bala samagamo
Satan samagamo hotu
Yava nibbana prantiya
Akasattha ca bhummattha
Devanaga mahindika
Punyantang anumoditva
Chirang rakkantu loka
sasanang Akasattha ca
Bhummatta devanaga mahindika
Punyantang anumoditva
Chirang rakkantu
Desanang Akasattha ca
Bhummatta devanaga mahindika
Punyantang anumoditva
Chirang rakkantu mang paranti
Idang me ñatinang hotu
Sukita hontu natayo
Idang me ñatinang hotu
Sukita hontu natayo
Idang me ñatinang
Nang hotu sukita hontu natayo
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Now we are moving into the Sinhala Dhamma sermon. It will take about 15 minutes to 20 minutes. If you are not understanding the language, you can practice meditation in the intention that you are listening to the Dhamma. Dhamma Anusati, recollection of the noble teachings, is a form of very special meditation. So we will be having the first Sinhala Dhamma sermon and then English Dhamma reflections later. මේ වෙලාවේදී මා ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා අද දිනයට නියමිත සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලෙස මාතර දික්වැල්ල වැවුරු කන්නල බුදුරජ මහා විහාරස්ථානයේ විද්‍යාතුංග පිරිවෙනේ පරිවෙනාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කළ ජර්මනියේ බර්ලින් බෞද්ධ විහාරයේ අනුශාසක වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලෙස හැම දිනම ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කිරීම පිණිස ධර්ම දාන පින රැස් කර ගැනීම පිණිස සාදුකාරයක් පවත්වමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරන්න.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස යෝහන්ති පරිරුද්ධති ගාමානි නිගමානිච නිග්ගාහකෝ සමඤ්ඤාතෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති ගෞරවනීය ආම්දුරන් වහන්සේ දයාබර දූ දරුවනි දෙමාපියනි වසල සූත්‍රයේ අදට නියමිත ගාථා ධර්මයයි මා ප්‍රකාශ කළේ ඒ ගාථාවෙන් කියවෙන සරල අදහස තමයි යම් පුජ්‍යලේ ගම් නියම් ගම් විනාශ කරනවාද ඒ වගේම සේනාවලවා වට කරනවාද නිග්‍රහ කරන කෙනෙක් කියලා ප්‍රසිද්ධ වෙනවාද ඔහු වසලෙක් හැටියටයි සඳහන් කරන්නේ. බුදුදහමට අනුව සමාජය කියලා කියන්නේ මිනිස් පරපුර පමණක් නොවේ කවර මොහොතක මේ ලෝකේ වාසය කරන මනුෂ්‍ය සත්ව සාක වාසයෙන් ගැනෙන සියලුම සජීවී දේවල් සමාජයේ වශයෙන් සලකන. ඒ බුද්ධ දේශනාව අනුව සබ්බේ සත්තා සංකල්පයේ ආවරණය කිරීමෙන් ඒ සකල සත්ත්ව වර්ගයා කෙරෙහිම සානුකම්පී හිතානුකම්පී බවක් දක්වලා තියෙනවා. ලෝකයා ලෝකයා කෙරෙහි අප්‍රමාණ සෙනෙහස දැක්වීම බෞද්ධ සංකල්ප අතර ප්‍රධානයි. ඒ වගේම ඕනෝන් අතර වෛරය, ක්‍රෝධය, මානය වගේ පාපී සිතුවිලි පමණක් නොවේ, එකෙකු අනෙකාගේ දුක අකමැති වෙන්නට ඕන. හැම දිනාටම යහපත සැලසෙන මානසිකත්වය ඇති කර ගන්නට ඕන. ඒ වගේම නිරන්තරයෙන්ම සැප ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නට ඕන. හිංසාව, අපහාසය, ඕනෝන් අතර ගැටුම් ඇති කර ගන්නට, ඒ ඕනෝන් අතර ගැටුම් ඇති කර ගැනීම බුද්ධ ආගමේ අනුමත කරන්නේ නැහැ. බොහෝ විට යුද ගැටුම් ඇති වෙන්නටත්, ඒ නිසාම මානසික පීඩාවන්ට ලක් වෙලා අනේක විද දුක් ගැට විඳින්නටත් ප්‍රධානම හේතුව හැටියට සැලකෙන්නේ අසීමිත තෘෂ්ණාව. මෙන්න මේ තෘෂ්ණාව නිසා එකිනෙකා පරයමින් ගැටුම් ඇති වෙන්නට හේතු මොනවද කියලා බුදුදහම අපට උගන්වලා තියෙනවා. තෘෂ්ණාව නිසා යමක් හොයනෝ, ඒ අනුව යම් කිසි දෙයක් ලබනෝ, ඒ අනුව ඒ ලැබුණු දෙහි ගුණ අගුණ සොයා ගන්නවා, සොයනෝ. ඒක විමසා බැලීමක්, ඊට පස්සේ දැඩි ආශාවක් ඒ කෙරේ ඇති වෙනවා. ඒ නිසා දැඩිව ග්‍රහණය කරගන්නට පෙළඹෙන. මේ නිසා දැඩි මසුරුකමක් ඇති වෙන, මසුරුකම ආරක්ෂා කරගන්නට පෙළඹෙනවා. තමන්ගේ ආරක්ෂාව පතා දඬු මුගුරු ආදී අතට ගන්නට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඒ වගේම වුණුන් අතර වාද විවාද ඇති වෙනවා වගේම අඩදබර, කටකතා, කේලම්, වංචාව, බොරු ආදී විවිධ විදිහේ ප්‍රචාර පැතිරෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මිනිස්කම පැත්තකට දමලා තිරිසනුන් වගේ ඇසිරෙනවා. ලෝකේම ගැටුම් ඇති වෙන්නට පරාර්ථකාමී බව, ඒ වගේම බලකාමය, වස්තු තණ්හාව, ಜಾති කුල ආගම් වර්ණ ભેද ආදී බලපාලා තියෙනවා. බුදුදහමෙන් උගන්වන්නේ කබර විදියක වුණත් හිංසාව පිටු දකින්නට, ඒ වගේම අවිහිංසාව අගය කරන දයාව, කරුණාව, මෛත්‍රිය ආදී අපරිමිත ගුණාංග දියුණු කරගන්න ලෙසට තමයි අවවාද කළා තියෙන්නේ. කුමන ආකාරයකින් හරි පරපණ නැසීම, අනුන්ගේ ජීවිත විනාශ කිරීම, ඒ වගේම අනුසතු දේපල විනාශ කිරීම, අනුන්ට හිංසා පීඩා කිරීම, මානව අයිතිවාසිකම් කඩ කිරීම බුදුදහමේ පිළිකුලෙන් යුතුව හෙලා දැකලා තියෙනවා. මොන විදිහේ අදහසක් හෝ ඉටු කරගන්නට යම් කෙනෙක් ඝාතනය කරනවා නම් ඒ පුජ්‍යලයාගේ ඒක මෙලොව විනාශයට හේතුවක් හැටියටයි දක්වන්නේ. පරලෝව වශයෙන් සතර අපාවල ඉපදිලා අනන්ත දුක් විඳින්නට හේතු වන බව බුදුදහමේ මැනවින් උගන්වලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම බුදුදහමේ ඉගැන්වෙන පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපදාව මගින් මුළු මහත් ප්‍රජාවම සංරක්ෂණය කරලා තිබෙනවා. මිහි පිට වාසය කරන සකල සත්ව වර්ගයාගේම ජීවිත සුරක්ෂිත කිරීමේ වැදගත්කම පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය තුලින් මැනවින් උගන්වලා තිබීම නිසා එය විශ්ව ප්‍රතිපත්ති මාලාවක් හැටියට දක්වන්නට පුළුවන්. ලැජ්ජා බය තියෙන දඬු මුගුරු බැහැර කරපු අභියාවිද අතට ගන්නේ නැති කරුණාව දයාව වගේම මුදිතාදී ගුණයෙන් පිරිපුන් පුජ්‍යලයා ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ මිනිසෙක් බව තමයි බුදුදහමේ අගය කරලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ වගේම ඒ ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ පුජ්‍යලයා මුළු මහත් සත්ත්ව ප්‍රජාව කෙරෙහි වගේම ජීවත් වන පරිසරයට මෛත්‍රියක් පතුරවන බව බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ වදාළා. මිනිහෙකුට මොනම හේතුවක් නිසාවත් තවත් මිනිසෙකු විනාශ කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. එහෙම කරන්න බැරි මිනිසත් භවයේ ඇති උදාර බව වගේම මානව ගෞරවය විනාශ වෙලා යන නිසා සියලුම දෙනාම තමන්ගේ ජීවිතයට ආදරයක් දක්වන තමන් ආදර්ශයට අරගෙන අන්‍යයන්ගේ ජීවිත විනාශ නොකළ යුතු වෙනවා. අන්‍යයන්ට පරිභව නොකළ යුතු වෙනවා. තමන් හිංසාව පීඩාවට නැත්නම් මරණයට බිය වෙනවද අකමැති වෙනවද සියලුම සත්වයන් ඒ විදියට බව හිතලා එහෙම අකමැති බව හිතලා පරපණ නසන්නේ නැතුව ඒ වගේම තාඩන පීඩන කරන්නේ නැතුව ධාර්මිකව ජීවත් වෙන්නට ඕනේ කියන එක තමයි බුදුදහමෙන් අවධාරණය කළා තියෙන්නේ. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ ශාස්ත්‍රවරයෙකු වශයෙන් සංග්‍රාමයේ ඇති බිහිසුණු බව ඒ යුද්ධයේ තියෙන භයානකකම වගේම සාමයේ තියෙන සෞම්‍ය බව අවධාරණය කළා තියෙනවා. ඒක බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ යුද්ධ බිමට ගිහිල්ලා සාමයේ වටිනාකම දේශනා කළා තියෙනවා. බුදුදහමට අනුව රටේ පාලකයා දැහැමි කෙනෙක් වෙන්නට ඕන. පාලකයා සාර්ථක වෙන්නට ඕන නම් දසරාජ ධර්ම සතර සංග්‍රහ වස්තු ඒ වගේම පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය පිළිපදලා කටයුතු කරන්නට ඕන. අපි එකිනෙකා බෙන්බෙන් වශයෙන් ඇති කරගන්න යහපත් සිතුවිලි තුලින් මුළු මහත් ලෝකයටම සාමය ඇති කරන්නට පුළුවන්කම ලැබෙනවා. මිනිසා තම ජීවිතය පිළිබඳ සහතිකයක් ලබා ගත යුතු අතරම ඔහු අනෙක් අයගෙනුත් ඒ සහතිකය ලබා ගත යුතු වෙනවා. සමාජයේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති සෑම ආගමකටම එක වගේ වුණත් ඒ සෑම ආගමකම එක වගේ සමාන බව පෙනුනත් ඒක නිර්වචනය කරනකොට බොහෝ ආගම්වල පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තියක් සමාජගත වෙන බව පෙන්වන්න කරන්නේ. ඒ පංචශීල යේ දක්වන සියලු ශික්ෂාපද අපි ආරක්ෂා කළ යුත්තේ මේ සමාජයේ ඉඳගෙන මේ සමාජයේ ජීවත් වෙන ගමන්ම තමයි පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය අපි ආරක්ෂා කරන්නට ඕන. මෙතන කිසිම පුජ්‍යලික වැඩපිළිවෙලක් නැහැ. ඒ පංචශීල ප්‍රතිපත්තිය හැඩගස්වල තියෙන්නේ සමාජය මූලික කරගෙන. ඒ නිසා ඒ සමාජයට බුදුදහම කියලා කියන්නේ සමාජයට වැඩදායක ආගමක් ලෙස මේකෙන් අපට වඩාත් පැහැදිලි වෙන්න. හැම දිනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
සාදු සාදු සාදු. ඒ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාව අප කෙරෙහි අනුකම්පාවෙන් පවත්වනු ලැබුවේ අතිගෞරවනීය දික්වැල්ලේ සීල සුමන පණ්ඩිතහාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ. උන්වහන්සේට ඒ උතුම් පුණ්‍ය ආනුමෝදනාවෙන් පුණ්‍ය ශක්තියෙන් නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවයේ සැලසේවා. තව තවත් ශාසනික කටයුතු සිද්ධ කරන්නට මානසික කායික නිරෝගී භාවයේ ආරක්ෂාව තුනුරුවන්ගේ රැකවරණය සැලසේවා කියලා අපි හැම දිනාම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. සාදු සාදු සාදු. අද දවසේ මේ සිදු කරගත් සියලු කුසල ශක්තිය අප විහාරස්ථානයේ ප්‍රධානම දායිකාව ආරම්භක දායිකාව හැටියට කටයුතු කළ මරදාන ගෝතමී බාලිකා විද්‍යාලයේ ආචාර්යවරියක් හැටියට කටයුතු කළ රත්නාවලී දෙප් මහත්මිය වෙනුවෙන් පුණ්‍ය ආනුමෝදනා කිරීමටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. එතුමිය අවුරුදු 86ක් වැනි කාලයක් බොහොම සුවබර ආයුෂයක් වින්ද නිරෝගීව කල්පනාවෙන් කටයුතු කළා. එතුමිය මේ විහාරස්ථානයේ අද තියෙන තත්ත්වයට ගේන්න සියලු කැපකිරීම් සිද්ධ කරන්නට යෙදුණා. ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් මේ පින් අනුමෝදන් කරනවා. අපිට හරි සතුටුයි. ඒක එතුමියම කරපු පින්වල ශක්තිය වෙන්නට ඕනේ. හැම මොහොතකදීම තුනුරුවන් අදහාගෙන අන්තිම මොහොතේ අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත වෙන්නට කලින් අපේ පద్මනෝන ඇතුළු මා ඇතුළු අපි හැමදෙනාම පිරිත් කියලා බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ බුද්ධ ප්‍රතිමා පේන්න කියලා දලඳා මාලිගාව ජයශ්‍රී මහා බෝධිය පේන්න සලස්සලා පිරිත් කියලා එතුමියට හොඳට කෑම බීම පවා සකස් කරලා දීලා ධර්මයෙන්ුත් අපි සංග්‍රහ කරලා එතුමියට ආශිර්වාද කළා. ඉතින් අපිට ඒ ගැන සතුටුයි. එතුමිය හොඳ ස්වභාවයකින් හොඳ කල්පනාවකින් සිහියකින් ඒ සියලු පින් අනුමෝදන් වෙමින් සාදුකාර පවත්වමින් සුගතිගාමීව නිවන් සුව සාක්ෂාත් කරගනිත්වා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාවෙන් අපි හැමදෙනාම එතුමියට ආශිර්වාද කරමින් අද පින්කමට මේ සියලු රැස් කරගත්ත කුසල ශක්තිය එතුමිය වෙනුවෙන් අනුමෝදන් කරන්නට බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි සෙත් පිරිත් දේශනාවක් සිදු කරමින් හැම දිනාටම ආශිර්වාද කරන්නටයි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස කරණීය මත්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අபிසමෙන්ච සක්ඛෝ උජුච සූජුච සුවචෝ චස්ස දුවනතිමානි සන්තුස්සකෝච සුභරෝච අප්පකින්චෝච සල්ලෝකරුන්ති සම්තින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්බගම්බෝ කුලේසු අනනුගින්ද නච කුත්තං සමාචරේ කිංචේන විඤ්ඤෝ පරේ උපවදේයං සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තායි කේචිපාන භූතන්ති තසවාතාවරාවානවසේසා ඊගාවායේ මහන්තාවා මජ්ජිමාරස්සකානුකතෝලා දිට්ඨාවායේව අන්දිට්ඨායේ ච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා නපරෝ පරං නිකුම්බේත
නාතිමඤ්ඤේත හන්තදිනං කංචේ
යාරෝසනා පටිග සංඥාඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛමිච්ඡය මාතා යතානියං පුත්තං
ආයුසායේක පුන්ත මනුරක්කේ
වම්පි සම්බරුං මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං මිත්තංච සම්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සම්භාවයේ අපරිමාණං දං අදෝච තිරියංච අසම්බාධං අවේරං අසපන්තං තිත්තං චරං නිසින්නෝ වාසයානෝ ආයවතං විගතමින්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාවෝ තිට්ඨිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනේයගේ දං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසෙය්‍යං පුනරේති ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සම්බගා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සිරිදිති මති තේජෝ ජය සින්දි මහින්දි මහා ගුණං අපරිමිත පුඤ්ඤාධිකාරස්ස සම්බන්තරාය නිවාරණ සමන්තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නත්තිංස මහා පුරිස ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අසීත්‍යානුම් ව්‍යංජන ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන අන්තුන්තර සත මංගල ලක්ඛනානුභාවේන සම්බන්න රංස්යානුභාවේන කේතුමාලානුභාවේන දස පාරමිතානුභාවේන දස උපපාරමිතානුභාවේන දස පරමත්ත පාරමිතානුභාවේන සීල සමාධි පඤ්ඤානුභාවේන බුද්ධානුභාවේන ධම්මානුභාවේන සංඝානුභාවේන තේජානුභාවේන විද්‍යානුභාවේන බලානුභාවේන නීය ධම්මානුභාවේන චතුරාසීති සහස්ස ධම්මස්කන්ධානුභාවේන පිටකත්තයානුභාවේන දිනසාවකානුභාවේන සම්බේතේ රෝගා සම්බේතේ භයා සම්බේතේ අන්තරාය සම්බේතේ උපද්දවා සම්බේතේ දුන්නිමිත්තා සම්බේතේ අවමංගලා විනස්සන්තු ආයු වඩ්ඩකෝ ධන වඩ්ඩකෝ සිරි වඩ්ඩකෝ යස වඩ්ඩකෝ බල වඩ්ඩකෝ වන්න වඩ්ඩකෝ සුඛ වඩ්ඩකෝ හෝතු සම්පදා දුක්ඛ රෝග භය වේරා ශෝක සම්බේ උපන්දවානේකාන්තරායාපි විනස්සන්තු ච තේජසා ජය සිද්ධි ධනං ලාභං සොත්ති භාග්‍යං සුඛං බලං සිරියායුච වන්නෝ ච භෝගං බුද්ධි ච අසවා සතවස්සාච ආයුච ජීව සින්දි භවන්තු තේ සම්පීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ වවන්තන්තරායු සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොන්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්칸තු සම්බ දේවතා devata sambha dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te bhavatu sambha mangalang rakkantu sambha devata sambha sanganubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te nakkatta yakha bhutanang papanga nivarana Parittassanubhavena antu te samupandave Devo assatu kalena sassa sampatti tuca Tito bhavatu lokoca raja bhavatu dhammiko Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu මේ වෙලාවේදී now we are moving into the English Dhamma sermon to deliver the English Dhamma sermon. I very respectfully invite Most Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinayaka Thera to deliver the English Dhamma sermon. As a form of invitation to share this Dhamma Dana highest merits, please say sadhu, sadhu with the respect of listening to the Dhamma. Pay your attention very carefully.
Sisters and brothers in the Dhamma, as mentioned earlier, today is a very sad day for us here. One of the founder members of the lecture Dhamma Niketana Buddhist Vihara, the late Mrs. Robolge Somalata Rathnawalie that has passed away last night. I remember about 20 years ago when I met her here, and she told me that she was a school teacher of Gautami Balika Vidyalaya, that means the girls' school, in Kalambutan in Maradana. In the 1970s, my niece, my eldest sister's daughter, was studying there by the name Mala Pitigala. So I remember this school very well, and I told Mrs. Rathnawalie, or we call her normally Mrs. Ratna. She doesn't like we calling her Auntie Ratna, so we have to call her Mrs. Dept or Mrs. Ratna. That my niece studied there as well. She was overjoyed. The late Mrs. Ratna or Rathnawalie has a great name because it's a name in the history of Sri Lanka or Ceylon. In ancient Anuradhapura times, there was a ruler. Sri Lanka was not only ruled by men, but also by women as well, a few times. And in our modern times, in the last century, the first prime minister woman to be in the history of the world was the late Mrs. Sirimao Bandaranayake. So the impact of Buddhism is so great that what you couldn't see in the Western world for a woman to become a prime minister could happen in a country whose majority is the Buddhists and could give that space to against gender bias. We live in a world of male chauvinism that only men think, most men, that only they can rule. It took many years, about 500 years for England to also come up with a Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady. And now the Iron Lady title is being used in many other countries. When Mrs. Bandaranayake was ruling Sri Lanka, her major opponent at that time, Sir John Kotalawala, who was also an ex-prime minister, he one day said, looking at the cabinet very humorously, Mrs. Bandaranayake, you are the only man in the cabinet. All the other men, they are women. That's why he put it the other way. Such was a strong woman that during the time of Mrs. Bandaranayake, there was only a very small rebellion. There were no major wars in Sri Lanka. The country was more or less in good harmony. I was a student there at that time, so I can bear witness to that. So Mrs. Rathnawalie comes from such a background, a well-known school for girls in the heart of the city of Colombo, where she was a teacher. And also her teacher friend, another lady, was the first founding person of this lectured Buddhist Vihara by the name Lata Gunatunga. Mrs. Rathnawalie became a very classic case for us in medical science because the doctors have said for the last 1.5 years that she wouldn't live more than 3 months or 2 months at different time framework. Doctors tell like this because they look at the data given and using this as just a specimen. But they cannot give a definite answer because science is based on probability. We understand even in modern times now with the pandemic, you cannot definitely say this is the only one. So with that probability situation, there's never a definitive kind of framework. She lived longer than she should live, according to medical science, because we understand from new era theories in science, not the normal science of the medical doctors or scientists, that you can prolong your life by changing the biochemistry in your body, by being very positive, by being very rich person in faith, because faith can move mountains. Faith, therefore, if you have a lot of trust in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, you can make changes to your lifespan also. This is proven very well today. And Mrs. Rathnawalie was also a classic example of that. In the case of the Buddha, his teachings, because we are now dealing with Sunday school children, you have to understand Buddhism is a special science which says done is what to be done. It gives a definitive, confirmed conclusion. Unlike science keep you stranded. Science says this is what we have found so far. So therefore, on behalf of the head of the Vihara of Dhammaniketane in Letchworth, the Buddhist Vihara here, where we are resident monks, I would like to give my personal condolence to Reverend Samita Thera and also the members of the Dhammaniketane who have manned this temple for the last 20 over years. May the late Mrs. Rathnawalie attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu. So today the topic is a very interesting topic. You know, Buddhism deals with contemporary issues in the world. Buddhism is not just a religion teaching rituals and prayer, and it doesn't want to enjoy life and be happy and just talking about suffering and negative effects in human life. Buddhism is the agenda for happiness. The implication of Buddhism to talk about suffering is to get rid of suffering, not to describe suffering and give all those details by information. The transformation of that information is what Buddhism is all about. To get rid of suffering means to bring in happiness. So Buddhism is the happiness message. By right, the third noble truth should not be translated word by word, but by meaning, the inner meaning. It should be called the noble truth of happiness. Because many people misunderstand when you say the cessation or stopping of suffering. So, the Buddha talks about society in this today's Gatha of the Vasala Sutta, the third Gatha. What it says, one who destroys, terrorizes people, villages, suburbs, such a person is an outcast. Very interesting. Buddhism is against terrorism. The main reason of loving kindness, compassion against war, Prince Siddhartha, when he saw that his maternal and paternal relatives fighting for the Rohini river water, very little water there, he told them many times, please don't fight for this. According to Dr. Ambedkar, a modern reformist of Indian constitutional expert who wrote the Constitution of India when India gained independence and later converted to a Buddhist, and because of that today we have more than 35 million Buddhists in India. He says the Buddha did not go by seeing a sick man, a dead man, and all that. He said the Buddha left the kingdom because he couldn't resolve this problem between the Sakya and Kolya, his own relatives who were fighting for the war. That he had to go and be enlightened and come back one day. And according to the traditional books, he stood on the sky and asked the question from the relatives, why are you fighting for this war? Our blood is thicker than water, like how the English say. We are relatives, don't kill each other. So this parable gives us a very interesting message of the entire structure of the teachings of the Dhamma. Buddhism is against killing. Buddhism is against war. Buddhism is against harming anybody, not only human beings, animals as well. That greatness should be always maintained, that life is precious. And the Buddha has spelled out very clearly how a king should rule a country. Now, what has that got to do with going to Nibbana or meditation? Nothing. It's the social philosophy of the Buddha. The Buddha's compassion was not just for the hermits, for those ascetics who want to go to Swarga or Moksha, as some other religions say, Hinduism, Jainism, or the belief like the kingdom of heaven. But to be happy here and now and to live happily with a good policy. The social philosophy, policies that are useful for the masses, for the people, the Buddha proclaimed very well. Many kings came to see him, and he didn't talk about meditation to them or ritual or prayer. He talked about how kings should rule, how they should handle their countries, and there are certainly certain records are not written, but as a prince who knew the art of ruling, belonging to a ruling class or caste called the Kshatriya, Prince Siddhartha, who became Gautama Buddha, he knew the art very well. And for sure, it is implied in many of the suttas of how he makes his analysis about social change for the betterment. How a king should rule or a ruler should rule his country or his province by following good principles. For instance, we have the Dasaraja Dhamma. So not to terrorize a country. This is how the Buddha says, one who destroys, terrorizes people, not only the people, the villages as well, the suburbs as well, the towns as well. Such a person, the Buddha criticizes, he is a nigahaka. He should be criticized. Don't let dictators rule your country and spoil your country and you keep quiet. Especially in countries where you have dictators with power who have come through the ballot of democracy, people make wrong choices. So that is why even Winston Churchill of this country said, democracy is not the best form of ruling. It's just that because we have no other system, we use democracy. You know the story, the fable, which you find from the Norwegian person, Aesop's fable. It's a story about the son and the father and a donkey. They were going on a long journey and all three was walking on their foot and feet. And people laugh at them and they say, oh, this young man and old man just walking and the donkey also just walking. Why not both of them go on the donkey? So after some time, they came to another village. Then they were told, what a pity. They should get down from the donkey and let the father only be on the donkey. So it went on like this, and finally, that was also discarded because listening to too many people, they kept on doing like that. And the next village said, now the donkey looks very tired. He's been walking all the time. Why not these parents, the father and the son, put a stick and carry the donkey? So they did that also. Democracy is like that. You listen to the majority people and you come to a conclusion. What happened? When they came to a bridge, the donkey was so frustrated, being carried upside down, tied by the leg and a pole in between, and the son and father carrying it. He started to struggle and he fell down, and the bridge broke, and all of the three of them fell into the river. I suppose they died. So this is the result of democracy. Democracy can go to some extent. Beyond that, it can be worse than dictatorship. So therefore, the Buddha was very smart through his visionary sight and his insight of looking very deep into the world situation. He said, if there are dictators in a country, you can throw them out, and you must do that according to the Jataka story. The Jataka story goes like this. Once upon a time, the birds all got together in a jungle, and they also wanted to have the king of the birds, like you have the king of the beasts, who is lion. So this is accepted in many countries that the lion is supreme among the beasts. But now among the birds, they wanted one. And in the Jataka tales, which are not just made up stories, they have some very interesting moral lessons for everybody. Doesn't mean only for young children. Whether you are young or middle-aged or senior or very old, Jataka stories can tell you wonderful examples based on very sociological factors. This was related to us when we were young monks being trained in Maharagama. Professor Nandasena Rathnawalie, he went to do his PhD in Germany, in Göttingen University, and he came back and told us, 1967 or 68, you know, these Jataka stories are not just stories. They have very good deep meaning and real meanings. So is this Jataka story. What happened? So an owl came to the crowd of the birds and say, I think I want to be the king. And then the birds chose him as the king because majority. But one bird started to shout, a crow, no, 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 I am against. You see, the Buddha system is also not by majority. It doesn't mean that Buddha is not democratic. He is to some extent, but not 100%. The Buddha says go by consensus, that everybody agrees to a position and then make it a policy. So in this case, what happened? When the crow said, look at this owl, he looks very ugly. He cannot see in the daytime. He sees only in the night. And if somebody look at his face, even the pepper seeds can be split into pieces. And the owl got very angry and started to chase the crow away. And what the birds did finally altogether, they elected a swan, a beautiful swan. I must tell you what we are experiencing these last few months. Living in Milton Keynes, by the side of the Japanese Peace Pagoda, a beautiful lake, the Villain Lake, and a lot of swans there. I daily walk around for 1.5 hours. I take photographs of those swans. They're so beautiful. So therefore, finally, they settled down with the swan as the king of the birds. So we have to think very carefully. Politics is not bad. You need politics. You need the power to rule. You need the power to empower yourself. The problem is bad politics. The solution is good governance. This is what is important in Buddhism. So the Buddha also taught all that. And he always said, all people and animals tremble at terror when they get fear when there is terrorism. Buddhism is against terrorism. So we must not take democracy just for granted and simply rule like that. What is good for a country must be good for the people, for the rulers alike. It must be a give and take, not a take and a take by all the dictators. Therefore, brothers and sisters, with that words of the Buddha, which I have expressed in my own experience and reading for, I'm going to be 58 years a monk in a few weeks' time, I put before you, and I hope there's good governance in the United Kingdom also, because we see a lot of confusion before the COVID with the Brexit and all, and up now is no real solution. Don't take Monday for granted that everything is free for anybody to do. With that opening, they also say and speculate that the COVID may be spreading more after Monday as well. I wish all of you to stay and hope that you stay safe and well. Think about your own health and the health of others and follow the normal norm so that everybody can be peaceful, healthy, and enjoy happiness. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay our gratitude and share the blessings for sharing that Dhamma reflection. May the Dhamma blessings, Dhamma Dana, be with the most Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Sirinaik Thera for offering that Dhamma reflection. May he have all the good health, happiness, and all the well-being that he is looking forward to celebrate his milestone of the monkhood. May he have all the good health. May he has all the good health and blessings to continue this Dhamma sharing, good health in life and all the protection. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, Supremely Enlightened Lord Buddha. Yo hanti parirundati gamani nigamani cha niggahako samanyato anjanya vasalo iti. One who destroys and terrorizes villages and suburb towns, also even kills people, and also becomes notorious as an oppressor, is an outcast, said by the Buddha in this particular discourse called Vasala Sutta, the discourse on outcast, in reply to a spiritual person called Agdika Bharadwaja, who was abusing Buddha and saying that Buddha was an outcast because he was angry and he was using those words to verbally abuse that Buddha. So Buddha was very calm. Therefore, he very respectfully asked this spiritual gentleman, does he know the meaning of outcast? Then he said no. Then Buddha asked, would you like to? Buddha did not even started saying, in an argument, you don't take the permission. You just keep talking or taking over the others. But Buddha was very decent and polite and asked the permission, would you like to listen? Then this person said, yes, I am very happy to give my ear, if you can explain who the outcast is. So here, 34 characteristics were being explained by the Buddha in this particular discourse. Today we talk about the third stanza. Third stanza says that yo hanti parirundati gamani nigamanicha. If someone destroys people, kill people, terrorize villages and even suburbs by using weapons and making some terrorist activities, and even becomes a notorious person as an oppressor. So he tried to use his moral energy to kind of take the bribes from people, take the money from people, and even threatening people, saying that if you do not give money, I will destroy your families. You know, these are things that exist in the society. Buddha said he is not a hero. He is not a brave person. He is, in simple word, an outcast. How wonderful this explanation. Every human being has the nature or desire, natural desire to live a very peaceful life with no fear of harm to themselves, their kith and kin, or to their belongings. If one terrorizes the innocent people in villages and market towns by intimidating and destroying their properties, livelihood, and even their lives with no compassion, by creating notoriety and reputation as a notorious thug or a criminal, he is no other word to explain an outcast. So this is a very serious reflection that need to be taken by every individual, because if the individual one day turns into a similar character, let alone being terrorized in the society or the villages or the countries, that you know all the people who destroy by introducing war, there was always some leader behind, a person behind. Let alone such mass organization, even a person in family terrorize, suppress, oppress other people, humiliate other people in family, he is an outcast. Doesn't have to be born, but by behavior. If the person does in the school environment, bullying, thugging, terrorizing people, disturbing, humiliating, no matter what the family or the unit of society, whether it is a family, whether it is a school, whether it is a society or a country or a world, that person is an outcast. This is a very serious thing. I would not take much time today, as our Reverend Dr. Dato Sumana Srinayaka Thera mentioned. So I just wanted to highlight today the most important aspect of this point Buddha said. One of the characteristics of outcast, he is no longer a human being. He is an outcast. Outcast means even below the qualities of human beings. What that person is, that person uses his mental, physical energies to terrorize people by showing weapons and other things, and even take some money of theirs, saying that their family is being destroyed, or to give them harm, make them problems, and even destroy the towns and villages, terrorists. If we think of the opposite of that, I don't want to like to go to the opposite, which is the good part, because we need to really take this seriously to understand that any form of violence, any form of terrorist, even in the good faith of to that person may justify that he is doing as a savior of the own community. So like every person, Hitler in Germany, some in Sri Lanka, 30 over years we had, and he was a representative or a savior of her for his community. But still, he was oppressing and suppressing and killing innocent people. Could not go into a normal livelihood. Those who left the house in the morning to go to a school or job couldn't say certainly that they will come back home. That was the anxiety, uncertainty that those people had because of one people leading a terrorist group. That person is no other, is an outcast. So therefore it's a very serious thing. At the time of the Buddha, there was a person like that called Angulimala, and he killed, but he was an innocent student. He terrorized the whole area. But Buddha, he compassionately transformed him into an enlightened monk. And there was a person called Magadha. He did the completely opposite thing. He made nice villages, nice bridges, nice lakes, walking paths, and made the whole villages and country beautiful. People got jealous and said, this person is the threat to the society, and even said bad things to the king, and king started to kill this person and his colleagues of 30. And while even they were being killed or tortured, they start practicing loving kindness. No hatred, torture, or oppression for any being. As a result of their power of loving kindness, they got saved and they were being born in the heavenly realm. That is what he called Sakra Deviyo. 33 heavenly realms. They are being born into that. So therefore, the person who do not destroy the villages and suburbs and countries, instead make a difference, is a real human being. The person who do the opposite is never be a hero, never be a, even though he fight for a justice of a certain community. It does not mean even Buddha himself fight for the rights of women and the equality of other people. But Buddha did not use a single form of violence. So you can, even in the family or the school, represent for the justice and righteousness, but in non-violence way. That is the person who is a real human being. If a person in any form of justice use violence or oppression, suppression, terrorizing other people verbally or physically, that person is an outcast. That person has no peace in the samsara. He will or she will not getting into the right place. So with that, taking really into our mind, we would like to conclude today Dhamma reflection in English, the third stanza, Gatha of the Vasala Sutta. The person who destroys or disturbs, killing people or villages or suburbs, even kind of becomes notorious as an oppressor, is an outcast. May this Dhamma blessings, Dhamma Dana, be a great blessing to you all. May you all be well and happy, and may you all benefit from this Dhamma reflection to be a better human beings and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana in this very life. Also, we dedicate the whole day program today in very grateful memory of Mrs. Rathnawalie. May she attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. She is a person who joined this online program even 3 weeks ago. So last 2 weeks she couldn't join, but she was been joining from her home, enjoying. She, when we having the Dhamma school here, she is the one with our Padmanona who ran the, put the Dhamma school going in the temple. As she is herself a teacher, she enjoys supporting the children all the time. So therefore, let us take our hearts and minds together and wish and pray her, may she attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Now I will pass on to our Rashikaya to continue our today's program.
Sila Mahamdrona Vansilagi Navasarai. Everyone good evening, everyone. First of all, I heard this sad news. Mahamdru announced that Mrs. Rathnawalie has passed away. And even though I have briefly met her, I have seen her attending the Dhamma activities in the temple. But with regard to our children, how can we pay respect, gratitude to a person like Mrs. Rathnawalie? It's really important for you to understand that. And how? Because, as Hamdru said, this lady has helped form this Dhamma, giving Hamdru opportunity to do Hamdru's job, which is teaching Dhamma to others, many people. There's no limit. And that's a great, great blessing. So you as a child need to understand this. And that is why we are going to respect and pay our gratitude to one of the teachers, founders in Dhammaniketane today. And I would like you to put your palms together and say, may Mrs. Rathnawalie achieve supreme Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Right, so we'll move on to today's lesson. Today we learned the third gatha in Vasala Sutta. And it described that every human, every living being has a desire to live peacefully, without fear. And if someone is trying to destroy that desire using weapons, using terrorist activities, that person is an outcast. So one of the most important things Hamdru said was, this evil thought hurting others, killing other people, terrorizing innocent, peaceful people, is created in individual mind initially. It can become a bigger group later, but it is created in one's mind. And we are, as individuals, need to remember this, not to think about evil thoughts. And that is the lesson which is really, really important as a child for you to learn. And I would thank you for all Hamdru to explain this gatha and its meaning in Sinhala as well as in English to our children and the parents. And wish you all Hamdru in the temple good health and happiness. Terrorizes. So it's time for us to move on to homework this week. We learned the second gatha last week, and Hamza explained to us what that is. And we are going to listen to your presentations now. And I would like to invite first to Ramin to start the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Rathika Mama. Good evening. Kajamva Divijamva Pi Yoda Panani Hinsati Jasapane Dayanati Tamjana Vasalo Iti. A person who doesn't show respect, love, and harm any living being who suffer in their life, also considered as an outcast. Third
Thank you. Today we're going to learn about the second gatha in the Vasala Sutta. It is Akajanwa Divijanwa Gatha. As a Buddhist, we all follow the 5 precepts. The second precept of Panadipada Veramani Sikha Padasami Samadhyami, saying that we not kill other life and being kind for all the life in the universe. In the second verse of Vasala Sutta is describing the expansion of the second precept in Vasala Sutta. It's describing as if someone have no sympathy, compassion, or consideration for the life or other life beings, and harmful or killing them, maybe in this life or in future life, or maybe in first birth or in second birth. So if anyone acting like that, we can identify he is an outcast. It's fully prohibited for anyone in Buddhist to kill any life, and someone.
Thank you, Reonaya. Ekajanwa Divijanwa Pi Yodapana Dihinsati Yasapane Dayanati Tanjanya Vasalo Iti. Meaning of this stanza is, whoever in this world kills living beings, once born or twice born is birds. They first come out as an egg, and when hatched, a complete bird is born, whom there is no sympathy for living beings, known him as an outcast. Theruvan Saranai.
Share this screen.
Thank you, Chanogi. Today I shall be talking about the second gatha of Vasala Sutra, Discourse of Outcast. Ekajanva Vijanvaki Yodapanam Vihinsati Yasapane Dayanati Tanjanam Vasalo Iti. This gatha means that whoever in this world harms or kills living beings, born once or twice, and does not have sympathy for living beings, knowing him as an outcast. On the other hand, this gatha is linked to the 5 precepts. Paranajipada Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhyami. This means to refrain from harming living things, which is very similar to this gatha. Thank you for listening, everyone. Delwan Saranai.
Thank you, Manuka. Today we are going to talk about the second gatha of Vasala Sutra.
Ekajam dvijam vati yodapanani sati rasapani kalyanati samjanya vasalaiti.
Mau kusin biju watin ipaduna satun melove yamek wanasana dayawak neti emasatun kena tatayutuya wasalayeka vilasina. The English meaning of this gatha is whoever is in this world who is killing living beings, once born or twice born, in whom there is no sympathy for living beings. This is known as an outcast. Thank you, Saranai.
Ekajanga dvijanga piyodapanani hinsati yasapane dayanati tanjanya vasalo iti. This gatha is one of the very important gathas in the Vasala Sutra. In this gatha, Buddha taught us to respect not only humans but other living beings. In the world, people usually talk about respecting humans. The Buddha taught us to respect humans and every other living being. It is important that Buddha even put it as the first precept of the 5 precepts. Terrorizes Saranai.
I said something.
Thank you, Kavin Mandi.
Panati pata veramani sikha padang samadhyami.
Malli, we are supposed to reflect on the second verse of the Vasala Sutra today, not the 5 precepts.
I know, Akka. That is exactly why I said the first precept.
Okay.
The first precept that I have just recited means that I abstain from killing living beings. So,
Oh, now I know where you are taking this to. The second verse in the Vasala Sutra also said something really similar. Shall we recite the Gatha?
okay.
Ekajanva dvijanvapi yodapanani hinsati yasapane dayanati tanjanya vasalo iti.
Whoever in this world, once born or twice born, kills a living being, know him as an outcast.
Not only Lord Buddha, but other people have said that all life is precious. Therefore, we must use our power to protect all living beings. We should not hunt or kill living beings just for fun, sport, anger, or hatred, as that is a sin. If we do commit these acts without any nutritional requirements, as that is one of the exceptions for killing a living being, then we will be cursed with the karma of that action being repeated onto us 5,000 times.
Yes, Akka. In the Arati Virati Papa Gatha from the Mahamangala Sutra, The Lord Buddha preached that avoiding bad actions, like killing other living beings, as a highest blessing. Not only that, but in several discourses, the Lord Buddha explained that not having sympathy or compassion towards other living beings as an unwholesome deed. Therefore, if someone ignores the Buddha's teachings and harms one another living being, he indeed is an outcast. Thank you for listening. Terrorizes Saranai.
Thank you, Avishinangi and Hasidumalli. Avasara Hamdurun. Vasala Sutre Devani Gatava. Ek Janva Dvi Janvapi Yodapanani Hinsati Yasapane Dayanati Tanjanya Vasaloviti. Melovayam Putgalek. මෞකුසින් ඉපදුණු සත්වයන්ව එක වතාවක් හෝ දෙවතාවක් ඔවුන්ගේ ජීවිතය නැති කිරීමට තැත් කරයිද සත්වයන්ට හිංසා කරයිද කිසිදු සත්වයකු කෙරෙහි දයාවක් කරුණාවක් නැත්තේද ඔහු වසලයෙක්ම වෙයි. බුදුන් වහන්සේ වදාළ පරිදි බෞද්ධයෙකු විසින් රැකිය යුතු පංචශීලයෙහි පළවෙනි ශීලයේ විදියට දක්වා ඇත්තේ ප්‍රාණඝාතයෙන් වැළකී සිටීමේ ශික්ෂාපදයයි. එම නිසා කුඩා කාලයේ සිටම අප කිසිවෙකුට හිංසාවක් පීඩාවක් නොකර කිසිවෙකුගේ ජීවිතයට හානියක් නොකර සිටීමට පුරුදු වෙමු. එයින් අපටද නිදුක් නිරෝගී සම්පන්නිය දීර්ඝාෂම සසර පුරාවට ලැබෙනු ඇත. තෙරුවන් සරණයි.
Thank you, Viral Ayya. Today, I'm going to talk about the second Gatha of the Vasala Sutta. Eka Jamvata Vijamvapi Yodapana Anihingsati Yasapane Dayanati Danjanya Vasaloviti. The meaning of this Gatha is, whoever in the world kills living beings, once or twice born, in whom there is no sympathy for living beings, know him as an outcast. In this Gatha, the twice born is a reference to birds since they first come out as an egg, and when hatched, a complete bird is born. Thank you for listening. Terrorizes Saranai.
Thank you, Sitmali.
Ekajamba dvijamvapi yodapannani himsati yassapane dayanati tamjanya vasalo iti. This gatha basically means whosoever in this world kills living beings, once born or twice born, in whom there is no sympathy for living beings, know them as an outcast.
Remember the 5 precepts? The first of them, Panatipata Vedamani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami, explains the Gatha, so it is one of the worst sins you could ever do in your life, as it is in the very important 5 precepts, and they should obviously never be broken.
If someone has no sympathy, consideration, or care for living beings, you would definitely not look at them as if they were your child, but with disgust and horror. For example, if you kill a bird, then you would be doing even more of a bad thing, as a bird has 2 lives. So would technically be taking away 2 lives from the world.
If you were alive in the medieval, Tudor, or Victorian times, then you would have definitely been in serious danger when accused of murder. You would have definitely been executed in many forms, such as hanging, chopping off the head with an axe, the Catherine wheel, or the death chair.
but some were murdered themselves, but didn't get killed simultaneously, like the goat in Handle's story he told us last week. Take Thomas A. Becket. He was murdered by the king's guards, but after he died, he became a saint. For you to become a saint if you do very good deeds in your life and after you've died. Thank you for listening. Teruvan Saranai.
Already unmuted.
Okay, thank you everyone. I think Sajid missed his presentation. Can Sajid start, please?
Teruvan Saranai. Today I'll be talking about the second verse of Vasala Sutta. Ika jamaji ivamapi yojapanna nihi himsati yasapan ni dayanati tam jana vasalority. This means anyone who kills any living beings, human or otherwise, and they have no compassion for any life, will be known as an outcast. This gatha is linked to the 5 precepts. The first gatha states that the precept states, I will abstain from killing any beings. The 5 precepts should never be broken, since it will be a sin, and that's why it's very important that we stick to them. And anyone who doesn't have any compassion for any living beings or any consideration for life will have immoral behavior and will break the 5 precepts, and the sins will be consequential, and they will acquire lots of akusal karma. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Sajid, and everyone. Good. So next week as well, we will, or next week, we are going to celebrate the poet. But unfortunately, I won't be able to attend. But the program will go on as usual. So well done to everyone again. Thank you very much for your preparations, presenting your answers. I think there's no one else to talk, so we can move on to, if you have any questions with regard to any lesson we have done so far, or anything else. No questions? Right. Okay. So in that case, I'll kindly pass it back to Harmony. Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you very much, Rasikaya. Yes, as you mentioned that you will be away next week. So we will be having a very special program next week because it's the full moon day. Full moon day in the month of Vasala is a very special full moon day for Buddhist monks and the Buddhist, because we observe the 3 months retreat, which enables a Katina ceremony to be taken place in 3 months, 4 months time in October. So we have to start that on this month full moon day. We call Vasala full moon day. Vasala full moon day is so special because that was the day Buddha delivered the first sermon. He was enlightened in the month of May, and then he delivered. You know, he spent 7 weeks resting and then approach 5 ascetics and then deliver the first Dhamma sermon. The Dhamma was set in motion on the Asala full moon day. In fact, the Dhamma was dawn. Dhamma was brought into the world on this full moon day, which falls on 23rd, 24th, comes into the weekend. I understand that most of you will be away because it's getting the summer holidays, summer break. But if you can, we'll do join. Otherwise, we will be continuing that next week program as the full moon day program, as a full moon day program. So when Rasika, you're back, we perhaps can do some presentations from you as well. So I'm very grateful for Rasikaya and also our Padmanona for supporting these Dhamma programs to continue this and also facilitating all the children. Also, I'm very happy that all our children are participating very actively, and it is a great thing to see. And you work very hard, you think of the subject, you make the presentations, and this would bring a lot of blessings, a lot of skills. Rather in the conventional in-house Dhamma schools, it is a great thing that we can meet each other and be person. But here also we gain more learning. That is a very good thing. The only purpose in this very life, children, not to waste our time. Time is so short. And time is the precious thing that you should never lose or waste by just doing things unskillful. When you are doing something, just see whether this is going to make a real benefit for my life. You may doing it for fun or joy, but in long term, think of long term, not in short term. Buddha said that wise people contribute their minor happiness for a greater happiness. So therefore, it might bring for doing certain things for short term, but think of a greater happiness. For example, if you concentrate on your subjects, maybe maths, science, Buddhism, meditation, chanting, learning some teachings of the Buddha, Dhamma, that brings you more strength, more capacity that you become worthy, useful human beings, and you yourself strong and confident in many forms. Recently, one of our students here were become or chosen by their school as the outstanding child of the progressing year. So Manuka, congratulations, Manuka. Manuka was selected as from his school as the outstanding student. That was a great achievement. So likewise, there are children who achieve. So yeah, you can see everybody is clapping for Manuka getting that outstanding. So when our children who are in the Dhamma school go and get an award of outstanding, that means this Dhamma school has done something. So I'm very proud. I'm very proud of you. And so Manuka says thank you to everyone. Manuka, we couldn't hear that. You need to say it again for everyone.
Thank you.
Anyone else who has got some awards? Yes, Ramin. Yes, Ramin. You're muted. You need to unmute and say.
I got an award for maths.
You got an award for maths. Very good. So let us give us a round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. Yes, Methul and Miheli.
Got 3 certificates for kindness.
And I got some pen license and the Silver Dojo Award. So,
Wow.
kindness.
So Miheli was for kindness, is it?
3 times.
3 times. Okay. And Methul?
I got a pen license, and also I did really hard work, so I got a recognition award and a kindness award.
So you've been recognized as an active supporting student in the peers, which is very good. Yes. Very nice. So we'll give a round of applause to appreciate our Miheli and Methul's outstanding work during the year.
Thank you.
Yes, Seth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miheli, Methul. Yes, Seth, your turn. You want to share something?
I've got some football awards for scoring a very good goal.
Wow, that's in sports. Very good. Very good. You will be a very rich person if you bring the football and the education qualification. So we'll be coming behind your Ferraris to get some pictures with you. So give us again for Seth for outstanding skills a round of applause in this school year. Well done. Who is next? Yes, Chanodi.
I got badges for my application.
Sorry, what is for?
I got badges for multiplication.
Multiplication. Multiplication. Okay. So you got a badge. Wonderful. So you've been recognized. Give us a...
I got 3.
3. Okay. So good round of applause for Chanodi. Well done, Chanodi. So that's wherever you go, we need you to be shine. That's the joy as Dhamma school we are getting. Let's hear from Sachin.
I got a head teacher certificate for getting 70 merits in my school for doing very hard work and persevering in my school.
Our head teacher certificate, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an excellent one. Well done. Thank you. It's excellent. Let's give Sachit a lot of courage and congratulations. Yes, well done. Who else next? Yes, Vidunya, sorry, I didn't see you there.
I've got a creativity award, a teamwork award, a respect award, and a kindness award.
Wow, that's 4. Creativity award, kindness award. What else?
Teamwork award and a respect award.
Wow, that's a lot. So you've been shining not in one, you were shining in 4 different aspects. Yes, so you deserve that because you are a very bright, very dedicated, very kind as Miheli as well as yourself. So Miheli got 3 times kindness and you got also the kindness being recognized. As Dhamma school children, we need to kind, we need to creative, and we need to be respectful. So I'm very happy with Dunya for getting...
I got my 3rd certificate yesterday.
What certificate?
I got my 3rd kindness award yesterday.
Oh, you got the yesterday. Yes, most of the people, children got it yesterday because the school were breaking for the summer holidays. So let us give Vidunya a round of big applause for having that 4 stars. Well done.
Very big award.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Well done. That's a great thing. Who else? Yes, Din Kavin. Let's
I got a
see.
head teacher award, a certificate for being respectful at school.
Wow. So most of the things are coming now from their character. So being respectful in the school environment, Kavin got recognized, and as a result, Kavin got the award for being a respectful child. Well done. So that's what I would like to hear from you of your shining progress. So let us give Kavin a big round of applause to appreciate his hard work. Well done, Kavin. Let's go to Rayon.
I got a certificate in swimming when I was 6 or 7 years. I got a 2 or 3 certificates.
Certificate for what?
I got a 3 certificates for swimming.
Swimming, yes. For
When I was
all three for swimming.
no, when I was 6, 2 was when I was 6, or 3 was when I was 6 or 7. I'm on 3 on swimming now. I'm on 5 on swimming. I'm moving up on a different swimming class.
Good, wonderful. Oh, that's very good, because you need to be extra skills, and you need to be good in academics, you need to be good in behavior, you need to be good in sports, like Seth was in football, Rayon is in swimming. So we can eventually in few years time find some gold medals from our Dhamma schools in the Olympics, who knows? You know, therefore give our Rayon a big round of applause to appreciate his certificate. And well done, Rayon. Very, very well done. So I'm very happy about it. Yes, Seth?
I got we have this game called Times Tables Rock Stars. It's how fast you can do your times tables. And I got an award for being the fastest in my school.
Is that time management type of thing?
It's like you get like, you have like a minute to do all your question, and it see how fast you are answering each questions.
Well done. Yes.
And I got fastest in my whole school.
Whole school. Yeah, that's very important thing, to be efficient and being able to do things quickly, not taking too much of time. And you need to be think and grasp the idea and solve the problem. And you need to be effective in your time. So you need to train your brain for getting that. So well done, Seth. Let's give Seth a round of applause, as that's the end of year. We are celebrating the children's wonderful performances. And who else? Methul and Mehli, you want to share another thing?
I got 1 for swimming, 1 for recognition, and 1 for bronze, 1 for silver dojo, 1 for gold. And I got in the lockdowns I got a recognition, and then I got a bronze dojo award, silver dojo award, gold dojo award, and hot chocolate award.
Hot chocolate award.
So normally, like when we get in the class, when you get the most dojos, like being kind and things, and you get the most dojos, you get a certificate and you get hot chocolate.
Very good, very good, very good.
And mine is all the same like my sister's, but for swimming, I got a certificate for swimming 100 meters.
Very good. Excellent. Who else want to share, those who have not been already shared? Virul, you have some to share?
So last year I won best player of my team for football. I played for a football team and I got best player of my team. I got so many certificates for swimming and I'm like stage 8, sorry, right now. Like I got like 3 medals, races in like Sinhala, becoming the first person, like the first person in the races, and most of the others are like football. And then from school I got like letters saying that I passed like 300 achievement points, saying I worked hard to get those points.
Well done. Yes, let's give Virul also a round of applause that he's been shining, and as you know that he's even doing a lot of good work in this Dhamma school sessions. So that's well done, Virul. And I know you are a very clever, that you have a very bright future. So we wish you good luck. Let's hear from Avishi and Hasindu. How are you doing?
In sports day, I got second place in the howler javelin throw, and from our reports, I got excellent in both music and drama.
Wow, very good. So you are doing very well presentations and doing the acting and things like that, yeah? So well done. And the Hasindu?
During the school year, I got 2 major 2 roles in the school. And they were house captain and maths ambassador. And during sports day, most of my throws in the javelin, I was second. And my throws went really fine in the shot put, and my swimming was getting better as well.
So, you know that is a very good thing. Let's be very happy about Hasindu and also Avishi, and give them a big round of applause to say well done. That was excellent. We are so happy to hear. Thank you. Well done. Mehli, Metuli, where is your applause? Round of applause. Yes, well done. So you are not sometimes. Thank you. So, yes.
I got bashed in the head, that's why.
What?
I got bashed in the head, that's why I couldn't clap.
Yes, that's what is the question you have in the head?
So also I forgot to say another award. It's a bit like Avishi's, but a different, yeah, it's a drama class one, and for sports day.
I got like also for drama class, and also in sports day in the races they gave badges and I became number.
Very good. I'm so happy. Thank you. So that's, you know, that what I wanted to say, that you would not always get some other children also may give the opportunity. It does not mean that you are not doing or performing very well. So we need to be happy as we get it, and also someone is also being recognized. It can't be always us, but we are doing our best all the time in our studies as well as extra curriculum activities, in behavior, in other performances, so that you are not wasting your time. You are always concentrating, focusing on your time on something very useful, very meaningful. As a result, you are being recognized. So I'm very proud, and well done again and again for shining in every part of the world. As the children of Dhamma school here, you go and you shine in every corner. That brings us joy, that brings us so much of happiness for having that outstanding, excellent behavior, and never be unkind, always be calm, You know, when you are when you are a Buddhist child, they expect more from you because they know Buddhism has kindness, Buddhism has politeness. They use kind words, they use nice words, they don't ever get angry, they don't get frustrated. What happens if you get angry? You become an outcast, isn't it? So when you are terrorizing other people, when you are threatening other people, just stop or pause and acknowledge that you are an outcast, which is not a reward, which is an very bad credential for your bad name for you and to your Dhamma school as well. But I am very happy that you've been getting the very good support, very good award and things. We are very happy. So today we are actually dedicating all day for our Auntie Ratna, Mrs. Rathnawalie Deb, who was actually always there for our children and did the Dhamma school. So we are thinking of Auntie Ratna, Mrs. Rathnawalie Deb, in her good name and sharing the merits. She has been with us to your Bracknell New Year festivals, Vesak Poson festivals, and she was there all the time. And even here, whenever the Dhamma school activities takes place, she was coming and helping in many forms. So we'll be greatly thinking of her today, and she will be surely be in the blissful heaven, wishing you all the best in your lives as well. So today we think and share our merits in her good name, that we will be greatly miss her in our temple. You know, she dedicated a lot to put this temple together, bring this organization in every form. As children, you are the future to take over these activities. You need to be involved. You need to learn how to do the gathas and contribute your time for next generation, so that you are engaging. You take the role of the temple, come to the temple when you are grown up and giving this culture to yes, Savidun.
When was the Dhammaniketane Buddhist Center made or established?
It was 2003, 19th of April.
Okay.
19th of April 2003.
Okay.
Andrea, I was going to. Have you finished that, Andrea? I just wanted to ask.
Please. Yes, please.
So you told us that what kind of achievements you have achieved in the school, out of school, while doing sports and all. There is one award that you can win, and that is the first value. You can give the first value to that award. Can someone think about it?
What do you mean by first value?
That is higher than all of your other achievements. Yeah, Ramin.
Being a good person.
Yeah, that's more broadly. I want a specific answer. That's the bottom line, but I want you to give me a specific answer. How can you be good? Yeah, Mithil.
I think one of the higher awards is achieving enlightenment.
That's a near impossibility.
Yes.
That's your long goal, but this is a day-to-day life. You can get this award. Yes, with them.
Being kind to someone. Like, for example, if you help someone with something.
Yeah, who is that someone? Could be.
Your parents or a teacher.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to remember.
Help your parents.
Hasindu also wants to say
Respect.
something.
Yeah, Hasindu, you want to say something?
I was about to say what Vidunaya was going to say.
Good, good. Anyone has any other idea? Yeah. Good. So that's the highest achievement you can ever.
Rayon also tried to say something, isn't it, Rayon? Rayon is in
Rayon is-
darkness, yes.
Yes, Rayon, you want to say something?
Yes.
Go on.
Attendance in Dhamma school.
Yeah, yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, thank you, Rayon. Yeah. So the highest award you can ever achieve is respecting your parents. How can you respect your parents? What can you do? Yes, with them.
You help them, you be kind to them in general, like speak to them nicely, and don't ever think or like do physically or verbally hurt them. Because like even mentally, even though they don't know that you're hurting them mentally, it's still a bad thing. Because you're thinking of hurting them, which is bad.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, Mithil.
By helping things to do and like being kind to them, respect them a lot and be polite, especially when they're elderly.
Good. Rayon?
You could help them clean the floor, help to clean the dishes, untidy up and or wash.
Good, thank you.
So that the parents have enough time to relax.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Rayon. Hasindu?
By being obedient and listening to what your parents say instead of neglecting what they tell you to do.
Very good, Hasindu. That's really good. Yeah, listening to your parents and do what they say. Why do you have to do what your parents say? Yes, Vedha.
Because parents are generally good people. In one of the Parabhava Suttas, the first one, it said not to associate with bad people. So if you listen to the bad people, then you will have a bad life because they're tempting you and persuading you to do bad things. But whereas your parents will be telling you to do good things, and that's a good thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vidunya also wanted to say something 2 times.
I was just going to say you have to listen to your parents.
So what husband said.
Yes.
Thank you. Mehele.
Because like you need to listen to your parents because when maybe when they were young, they had all these things and know all about them, and you used to listen to them because they would try to make you safe.
Yes. Thank you, Mehele. Anyone else? Oh, yes. Chanadi.
Obey your parents.
Obey your parents. Yes. That's the highest award you can ever achieve. Why did I say it is the highest award?
No one knows.
Why is it highest award?
Oh, I think I know.
Yeah.
Because Buddha described parents as also Buddhas, because he couldn't split himself into about 7 billion things. So he created parents, and then he described parents as Buddhas. So if you're basically respecting them and doing kind things to them, then you're basically doing very good things to a Buddha.
Yeah.
In general.
Buddha didn't create parents,
Oh,
but Buddha taught us how to
Listen to
respect your parents in the best way. Yes? Anyone else has any other idea? Good. Why it is highest award is because they are the people you can trust without any doubt at all.
Yeah.
Because when they ask you to do something, that is for the goodness of you, for your life.
The only thing they care about is you and the safety of you.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So there's no doubt. You don't have to have any doubt at all when parents ask you to do something. So that's why it is the highest award. Neheli, last comment.
I think like you should like always listen to parents because mostly the elderly people you shouldn't like doubt, and those elderly people told those the people who are your parents. So like it's basically like they're elderly, but not really. Like you don't see them in that way.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, and Buddha also said that respecting your parents is the highest blessing. We learned it in Mangala Sutta, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you for your response. Thank you, Hamdulillah. Kindly back to you.
Thank you, Rasikaya, for stopping us to bring that point, because we were clapping all the children in the school, in the Dhamma school, for their outstanding skills. But in fact, nothing would have been possible. You would never get that without good parents, because the parents, you take things for granted, you don't see it. You only see that school been awarded you something. You don't see that it's been awarded because of the day and day out hard work of your parents. So many children take things for granted and they don't see the roots. If you look into a tree, you would see the flowers, you would see the leaves, you would see the fruits, you would see even the birds on that when you go into a different families and develop relationships. But you do not see the roots that holding that tree. In your house, you will appreciate bathroom, you would appreciate the beautiful kitchen, nice decorated lights and everything. But that house is holding on by the foundation. If there is no foundation, there is no house. So therefore, you may do all the skills, all the beautiful things in life in many years, but those are coming from your parents, that you should not ever forget them, and you should be repeatedly reminded by yourself or listen to some others like monks and Rasikaya and teachers. We constantly repeat the value of the parents because of that, because you can easily forget them. You think that is nothing to do with them. It is you. That's called ego that can come into your head. So therefore, you need to be really grateful, return your gratitude all the time. to them. Make their life easy and be in yourself a worthy person. So study well, quick, get into a good place of earning, living, and then give them every facility. Make them comfortable, and you would be ever above all. Even though you earning good money, even though you get the best qualification, even though you are a shining star in the world, if you do not behave and respect, that will break their heart. They don't expect material progress from you. The first thing they expect from you to be hard, humble, kind, available, flexible person who is not kind of talking about higher philosophies, all the knowledge, try to give them all the advice, but a person who can bend at their feet and being able to support, not advise, talking, giving all the... I happened to meet one father brought me a son last week. He was about 23, and he talks about all the theories. He knows everything. But I said to him, you don't know one thing. He said, what is what I don't know? I said to him, you don't know how to listen. You just talking as the person who knows about everything in the world. You don't know. He was shocked and he freezed when I say that and said, sorry. You know, sometimes somebody has to say this. Otherwise, you just go and advise and talk as the person knows everything. You may know everything. You may feel like your parents don't know anything. They show you that they don't know like anything because they are matured. Not like an empty pot like yourself. If an empty pot always make noise. If the pot is filled, they don't have to talk too much. So therefore, don't think like that you know the everything. You are right, and appreciate your parents all the time. And be humble, you know, respect them, bow down them, do their work. Don't give up. So like they did not give up in you. You know, sometimes there may be very hard time. Continue it to the last moment. Don't give up in their life. Support them physically, mentally, financially, spiritually, in every way. So that is where that you need to be grown. I'm glad that Rasikaya brought that nothing would have been possible. I will not have been who I am today. You will not be who you are in the future if there is no good parents. So therefore, many people forget the foundation. They jump and do all the dancing in the house, not knowing that the foundation is the one is holding the house. You go and do all the things in the trees, not knowing the roots are the things that keeps you to do all the martial art in the trees. Seth, you wanted to say something, yeah?
No, I didn't want to say anything.
Good. Let's sit down for some meditation to finish our program for the day. Yes, Seth?
Wait, I forgot what I was going to say. There's also another reason why we need to listen to our parents is because they do everything for us and they brought us up in such a good way.
Yes. You know, sad thing, Seth, those who don't come to this temple, those who do not come to this Dhamma school, they know everything and eventually they even try to ignore, do not respect their parents. That is very heartbroken. I think what your parents has done the most important thing you to bring to your temple and to be part of the Dhamma programs. you need to continue, contribute, return this one day, becoming teachers of the Dhamma school, volunteering to come to the Dhamma school and things like that. Ramin, you want to say something? No. Somebody else put the hands, I think. Tanudi is in that. Tanudi is it? No? Good. Okay, let's practice few minutes for meditation. Selecting a comfortable posture. Experiencing the sitting. Putting everything at ease and relax. Being aware of simply the sitting. Make every part of the body relax. Take a deep breath. Hold for a few seconds. Learn the art to calm. Calm yourself down. Slowly breathe out. Once again, slowly breathe in. Keep all the parts of the body relaxed. And slowly breathe out. Breathe very slowly in. Breathe very slowly out. Once again, keep the body straight, upright. That's the best concentration when you put your posture well. It's important to get the posture right. And bring a gentle smile. Be happy and smiling, kind children all the time. Breathe slowly out, relaxing the body. Breathe slowly in. Keep the mouth gently closed. Experience the breath through the nose. Breathe slowly out, relaxing the body. And try to keep the whole body relaxed and still. Learn the art that you can stop and stay in the present moment. Bringing the perfect meditation posture. Especially you keep your head and the neck in a central point. You keep your shoulders relaxed. You place your palms in the lap. The right palm on the left and the both palms in the lap. And slowly breathe in, keeping your body straight, upright, relaxed. And slowly breathe out, relaxing the body. Breathe slowly in. Breathe slowly out, relaxing the body. Now recite silently in the mind, may I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. Then extend your heart to your loving parents, your family, your teachers, your friends, those who you like, monks. May they all be well. May they all be happy. May they all be peaceful. Really recite these in the mind, that you will get a lot of skills in the mind if you learn to recite or recollect those in the mind as a form of skill in meditation, like swimming or football. You need to make yourself skillful in the meditation. Then those who are difficult, sometimes we find people that does not make us feel comfortable. So those, may they be well. Never have hatred, upset, so like what they do. So you are not different if you continue to share the dislikeness. Instead, radiate loving kindness to them. That's what exactly the meaning taught in the Gatha today. Never spread any anger, dislikeness, hatred, terror, harassment, oppression in your heart. Always share the love, loving kindness, compassion, even at a time of abuse. May they be well. May they be happy. May they be peaceful. Well done, and you are doing very well, taking this opportunity to practice meditation while we are making our time to be with you, and you make the most. You put everything aside, you practice meditation with us. It's very important. Otherwise, I heard some of the teachers saying that what the point we are doing meditation, children are doing different things. No, now you are practicing together. Very good. And continue your metta, loving kindness. Recite in the mind. May those who are neutral be well, be happy, be peaceful. Then extend your loud, loving kindness to the whole universe. May all beings, far or near, known or unknown, like or dislike, without exception, may all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Experience your posture, make every part of the body relax. As you breathe in, develop your confidence, you develop your calmness, develop your kindness. Whoever pass by in the street, in the bus, in the supermarket, wherever the place is, and you need to develop this friendliness, loving kindness to all, every being. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. And finally, sit for 1 minute in silence, in meditation. Steady, calm, and relax. Still meditation, still meditation. Bringing our palms jointly together, close to our heart. Continue to be calm, continue to be kind. Look yourself all the time. Am I being nervous? Am I being agitated? Frigidity? Am I being uncomfortable? Then transform those into kindness, calmness, and be a pleasant person in any environment. Slowly open your eyes and let the light to slowly come in, and share our blessing and gratitude, saying 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Thank you very much, everyone, Rasikaya, Padmanona, and all. And have a great summer break and your school vacation. Stay safe, stay well, and be really, really calm and relaxed so that you will be the first to start your next academic year in September. You will be going to a new class. Wish you all the best. Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai. Teruvan Saranai Hamdrune.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdrune.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdrune. Thank you.
You.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdrune.
Teruvan Saranai Rasikai. We'll see you in the week after, yeah?
Yes. Teruvan Saranai Hamdrune.
Teruvan Saranai.
Where are we going?
අපි හම්බ වෙනා සතියක් after නේ.
හොඳයි. Okay. අපි එන්න නවතින්න හම්බ.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.